Hey book dragons, I'm here to start a new weekly reading vlog, and this vlog is gonna go until today, until about Thursday, because then I have a 4-day weekend and we're starting to heading into April. So if you've been following me the past month, it's been a bit of a rough month for me and my family. We lost my grandfather, which is sad. He was old, he was on hospice, but still sad. So my focus has not been, and by I mean old, he was 94, so it wasn't a shocking death, but it was still heartbreaking a little bit because he's such an important member of my family. I live with him and all of those things. So I really haven't been pulling stuff off my TBR. This always happens during like readathons because I'm always trying to read different things than what I originally put on my TBR. And next month is Aurelian, which means that my TBR is totally going to change. So what I think I'm gonna do from today until the end of the month, which is about a week, maybe a little more, is I'm gonna try to read the books I actually put on my TBR, which will be interesting because a lot of these haven't got read. So what I'm gonna start with is today I'm gonna pick back up Iron Flame, and I'm about 350 pages into it, and I will admit, when I read this before, I was really struggling in the first half. It didn't have a lot of elements that I loved in the first book, but as we're kind of switching, I'm like pretty deep, so I can't talk too many spoilers. At the end, if you want, I'll do like a spoiler section, but I'm liking the twist that we're experiencing, so I'm gonna start with this and see how far I can get. I also did break down and I bought the ebook because I don't want to lug this to work tomorrow, just because if you don't hear it, I have a small cold, so I want to kind of carry as fewer things as possible. But I do have quite a few things on my TBR. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 12 books I have not read on my TBR, which means I really can't buy books next month, which is okay. It will be okay. But my goal is to get at least a couple read this week, and this one is going to be one that is included. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go read to page 400, and then I'll give you guys an update when I'm a little bit more fleshed into the story. Bye. Hey book dragons, I'm back. I'm here today to do another reading vlog. So this is probably going to be my last full reading vlog for the month of March. I will have one more weekend reading vlog because I have 4 days off, but that will head into April, and I like a themed reading vlog, but I'm also really bad at choosing themes. And if you've been following me, it's been a bit of a rougher month for me, just personally. A lot of stuff has been going on, so I do not know what I want to read, but I know I just don't want to make a choice myself. So I have 4 different categories of vlogs I could do. I could just mood read for the week, which honestly sounds the best, but I have a hard time like making that decision. Read books from my TBR that I haven't gotten this month, which is probably the smarter solution. Read stuff from NetGalley, like early arcs that I'm really interested in, or read books that like are most helpful for my team, which I've been doing a lot of anyway. So yeah, which would also like play into my TBR because I did build it, so around that. So let's see what gets picked. Alright, so picking books based around my realm was pretty much what I wanted to get picked, because again, it's pulling books out of my immediate TBR. So I do not, okay, let me think, because I'm in the middle of reading a couple of things. I'm in the middle of reading Iron Flame, which is such a monster. I don't know if I want to read that, like keep reading that, because I can't bring that to work with me either. So yeah, let me go look to see like if there's a book I want to read. But like blue cover, animal, or a school setting would all like be books I'm sort of looking for a little bit more. Okay, so let me go figure out what like is calling my name in a mood reading sense. Yeah, I'll be back. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do, at least for tonight, is I am gonna try to make some progress on Iron Flame. I'm struggling with this book a little bit, and I think it's because when I picked it up, I loved book 1, but this book I'm missing a lot of the dragon elements in the story, and like as you read it, I think you'll kind of make the connection like why. But it will give me bonus points because it does have a school setting. It also is a dragon on the cover. So I'm also currently like 343, like I'm almost at 350, like 350, almost there. So when I get to 350, I think I'm gonna give you guys an update and see how I'm feeling. But it's just so slow, and I'm not feeling that connected to the story, which is sad because I love book one so much. But I'm also not reading it consistently, so I'm gonna go read to page 350 and then I'll give you guys like an update. I just got to like the second part of this book, which is why I stopped at part 2. So hopefully the second part is a bit more stronger and I'm able to capture me. But the first half was not doing that. So and I have to decide if I'm gonna bring this to work with me tomorrow, if I'm gonna pick up something else, like a physical book to bring with me. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna go get to page 350 and then I'll give you guys an update. Bye. Hey book dragons, I'm back. It's a Monday, which means I had speech therapy today. I also wound up making some progress on some of the books I'm in the middle of. So yeah, let's chat about them. I did wind up finishing Fury of the Dragon Goddess by Charlotte Chada. I like this book. I think I'm going to give it a solid 3 stars. I love books about mythology. Yes! I love books about mythology. I just think that I read this book at the wrong time. I think I definitely preferred the audiobook a little bit more, but it was a solid read. It was all about Mesopotamian mythology, and I had a fun time. I really liked the characters. I would definitely read more in this series by this author in the future, but it was a little bit of like, I think I struggled a little bit when I was physically reading it because I had taken such a big break between reading book 1 and book 2. But if you're looking for something to kind of quench your Percy Jackson fades, I really did like book 1, and book 2 was solid. I think it's the end of the series, so I would definitely gonna keep an eye on what he's writing next because I do like him. He's very funny. I also made, I think I got to like 51% in the 3rd Wayward Children series. I'll attach a photo here. All the books that I've read, this one is my favorite. I just like books at the school when all the characters are sort of together, but they are adventuring through worlds, which I do like. So this one's definitely my favorite that I'm reading so far. I like seeing all the characters at the Eleanor West home together. And yeah, I'm about 50% with that. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish it tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day I have the least time off because I have like a lot of periods I teach in a row. But I also did wind up getting up to page chapter 46 or 450 in Iron Flame. I'm liking it. I think again this book is sort of struggling with this wrong time, wrong place, but I am liking it. I just think it's very battle heavy for me, and that is never a type of fantasy that I like. I like the school setting in book 1, but midway through this book we sort of switched away from that, and I think it's losing me a little bit. But good news, the dragons are back, and a specific dragon is back, so I do like that dynamic as well. So my goal is to get up to page 500, which is chapter 54, so I can give you guys another update. I don't know if it's gonna happen tonight, but that is the plan. So yeah, I'm gonna go make sure my puppy's not getting into trouble, and then I'm gonna go read another like 50 pages, and then I'll give you guys an update. Bye. Hey book dragons, I just want to do a quick update. My dog is gonna come visit because I just got home. But I did want to say Tuesdays are my day that I accomplished the least listening wise, because I have the fewest periods off and I don't get enough time to listen to anything. Other days in the week I have a little bit more listening time, but today was just not a good listening today or a good reading day because I ate during my commute home and then I just didn't want to pick up my book. Not that I'm not enjoying it, but my dog does not want me to do this update. So I don't have a ton of stuff. Cassie, go. I kick her out. She comes back in like 3 minutes. But I did wind up getting up to page about like, I would say about like 440 in here. I'm like, I wanted to get up to chapter 54, but I'm on 52, so I am liking it. It's definitely more battle focused. As we get farther, I'm intrigued a little bit more, so I definitely want to keep reading. My goal is to get up to 54 tonight so I can give you like another update, but I am having an enjoyable time. I definitely liked Fourth Wing a lot more. I would say this is probably reading like a 3.5. Maybe I'll round up to 4 at the very end. The dynamics with these characters are becoming interesting in the second half, so I'm liking that a bit more. We're also getting more of the dragons in the second half. It's definitely more battle-ish, which is like my least favorite thing. But what I really want to do is I want to reread book 1 and book 2, like with the Fantasy Fangirls podcast, because I think like listening to it like that may help my enjoyment a little bit. But I'm having a fun time. My goal is to get up to 54, so I'm at page 500, so I can give you guys like a solid update. I don't know if that's gonna happen tonight. I just got home from work. We had a really good rehearsal. We're doing a murder mystery, and I'm living my best life. My room's coming together, which is also fun. I just think things are like on a good track right now. We're also starting like a project with my students, which I'm really excited to do with them. We have a 4-day weekend, which I'm really excited for. So things are looking on the up, which is good. So I am going to go play with my dog for a little bit. And then when I get up to page 500, if I remember, I will give you guys like a solid update, because I feel like this morning I don't really remember. I also listened to like maybe like a half an hour, maybe like 20 minutes of the newest Wayward Children's book that I have, which is Beneath the Sugar Sky. Definitely liking that a lot more than the other books in that series. It might be like my first 4-star in that series. So yeah, I had a good day. I just didn't read a ton, but I'm gonna hope to get a little bit more reading done because I came home earlier. I was able to catch the earlier train. So once I hit page 54, I'll give you guys another update. Bye. Hey Book Dragons, I'm back. I just want to do a couple of updates. Today was definitely my day that I got a lot of reading done, which I'm really pleased with. I wound up finishing Iron Flame. I'm gonna give it 3.75 stars. I am actually going to take a bit of time off from reading the series, and what I think I'm gonna do over the summer when I have a lot more listening time and like start going for bike rides, I'm gonna restart this whole series, and I'm gonna read it with Fantasy Fangirls, the podcast that I really want to start listening to. I'm gonna reserve my review on this. I had to read it for my TBR because I have to read some of these books, because I chose it. It was a sequel. I got bonus points, so I wanted to finish it, but honestly it was fine. Like, I feel like I want to go back and reread Fourth Wing, because I love Fourth Wing, and get the audio and listen to the second book again. But there's supposed to be a massive announcement tomorrow for Fourth Wing when I'm filming this. So if that is a reveal that the book's coming like a lot sooner, then I may have to push up my timetable a little bit and start like soon. But I want to read it, reread it with the Fantasy Fangirls podcast. So that is the plan. I'm sorry, you see a cute face. She is here. She's always here. But I'm gonna give this 4 stars. Or 3.75 stars, but I'm gonna round up to 4 on Goodreads and hope for a better listening experience. And then I finished listening to Beneath the Sugar Sky by Shauna McGuire. I just had a couple of books that I didn't wind up reading for 72 hours that I wanted to get done, because I have not had the best reading month. So here's a photo of that. I wound up really liking this one. I gave it 4 stars. I think I am going to be one of the people that prefers the books that takes place in the school. But I'm very excited to read An Absent Dream. It is a quest story, which I'm excited for, but I did definitely like this one a little bit more, and I gave that one 4 stars. And then I read All Systems Red by Martha Wells. I'll attach a photo here. It's the first Murderbot book. I had a super fun time with this one, and I gave it 4 stars. So I'm like not going to talk too much about them because they're super short, but if you like Illuminae files, I would check out Murderbot because I had a fun time with it. So I don't know what I'm going to read next. I'm going to go make sure the puppy is not getting into too much trouble, and then I'm going to choose my next physical read, sort of look at my TBRs, see what I have to get read. I have 4 days off, so I was planning on doing like a reading vlog on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to actually do that, but I will talk to you when I have made a choice for my next book. Bye. Dragons, it is Friday. I have off for a 4-day weekend. And of course the dog has to come say hi. But I did wind up choosing my book Friday just because I needed something that I felt was like different. So I decided something from my immediate TBR, Destroy the Day by Bridget Kimmer. I was supposed to read this in February and I just never got around to it. It's the final book in her Defy the Night series. I'm really intrigued. Book 2 left off at the characters in super different positions, we're also getting more POVs, which I'm really liking. So I'm on about page 60. I'm going to get to page 100 and give you guys like a solid check-in, but I am enjoying it. Again, it's the third book in this series, so I can't say too much, but it was one of the books I was hoping to finish before the end of the month. As for Realmathon, it probably won't give me a ton of points, but it is a bit chunky. But the font is like pretty big, so hopefully I'll get to read it quicker today. That's the goal. And my audiobook that I'm listening to is Claws and Contrivances by Stephanie Burgess. This will give me a lot of points because it's blue and it does have dragons on the cover, which is an animal. And I'm really liking this one. We met the man, Aubrey, I think his name was, in the first book, and he's like a scholar and he kind of goes to see her, and there's a lot of dragons afoot, and I'm really liking it. I'm about 128 pages in. I kickstarted it, so I got the audiobook for free. Well, I paid for it, but I kickstarted it. And I like the series. I like the Regency elements. I also like the dragons, so I'm really content. The first one was like a Pride and Prejudice retelling. This one I just think is not, but I really liked Aubrey in book one. So, and the sister is really fun, and there's a lot of dragons afoot. So there's also a mystery about where these dragons are coming from, and I'm liking that. So my goal is to get up to page like 150, which I don't know when that's gonna happen, if the puppy wants to go for a walk or not. That is the plan though. And then my other goal is to get up to page 100 and destroy the day. But this book is a lot about political intrigue and a lot about characters, but they're all separated at the moment, so the story is a bit different. But I will talk to you. I'm sorry, my dog's bone is underneath the couch. I'm gonna go get up to page 100, and then I'll give you guys a time check and a reading update. Bye. Hey, Book Check-ins, I'm back. I just want to do a quick update. I am watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's my TV show for the weekend. I'm also trying to catch up on BookTube, which is exciting. It's a long process because I'm never gonna ever catch up, but I think I changed my tactic. I think I'm gonna watch like the newest videos first, so if I never get to the backlist videos, it's okay, but that is the plan right now anyway. I got up to 100 in Destroy the Day, and the one thing I like about this book is it does deal with like harder topics because, you know, they're in war, and I think I like all of these characters. We're also getting more point of views, and I think it's so interesting because in the last book, Kodrick and Tessa were very much at odds, and now in this book they're totally separated, but they're not at odds anymore. I didn't even tell you what the series is about, but it basically, the first book follows Tessa as she's kind of trying to run medicine as kind of like a runner, because the king and the monarchy is not sort of helping their people because there's a virus, sort of like COVID. She wrote it before, but it's like a very like, it's a kind of like a respiratory illness. And she's kind of working with this guy named Wes that is kind of running with her. Little does she know, he is the second son of the prince, and he's kind of helping her. And then things kind of go from there. But they ended book 2 on like very badly. Like, so they're separated, and he is forced to work with one of his enemies to kind of get back to her, and she is trapped with someone else. So that's where we are at. And I'm reading about 100 pages. I'm loving this. Like, I love these characters. I really am liking the series. I would say it's very underrated. I know it hasn't been getting like enough love and attention. I know people have said that they don't love it, but I have really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm having fun. I think the characters are interesting. And it's one of those books that, like, I always laugh, like when I was reading books or kind of set in that pandemic year, how many authors kind of were doing that before it happened. I just think it's funny. Fate sometimes is fickle. So yeah, my goal is to get to page 200 and then give you guys an update. The puppy may want to go for a walk. We will see. But my goal for this vlog is just to finish these 2 books. This because I would like to read a few more things, considering I really didn't. And it is an exclusive edition, which means I can count it for Cassidy's spreadsheet. But yeah, basically I want to finish some more stuff by Monday, because Monday is starting April 1st. I also have a ridiculous number of things on my April TBR, and if you don't know, I'm a director at a school. I'm a theater teacher, but we put up a show in May, and my May I always don't ever film booktube content, so I'm trying to prep film as much videos as I can so I can have at least 1 video go out a week in May and not have to worry about 2 videos. We will see last year that didn't go according to plan, but my plan for this year is to kind of prep film a little bit so I can have a video every week for you guys. And I'm going to do something a little bit different with my wrap up in May. So yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to go back read. I'm going to go read another 100 more pages. If I do take baby puppy for a walk, I will give you guys an update on this because I am really, really liking it. It is basically, I don't think I said what this book is about. I really didn't say what any of these books are about. But this book is the second book in the Regency Dragon series, and it's basically like a fake betrothal because she's kind of trying to figure out where this dragon came from, and she winds up going to her neighbor's house. But the scholar that her family is kind of borrowing, she kind of has a meeting with him, but then he thinks that they're compromised, so they kind of have to get fake engaged, and it's just really, really fun. So that's what this is one about. This is the last book in the series, and this is a companion book. So I'm definitely doing better about reading my sequels, which is better, but definitely has always been a struggle for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another like 100 pages of this, and then I'll give you guys an update. But I am reading it pretty quickly, I think, because the font is so big. I think that's also another thing I struggled with a little bit with Iron Flame, that in this vlog that I was reading it, or maybe last vlog I was reading it. Yeah, this vlog I was reading it. It was just very, very long, and this is just very, very digestible, very, very quick pace, and I do like the characters. So I'm gonna go back to reading, and I will give you guys an update when I have made progress in both books, I hope, but this one is dependent on the puppy wanting to go for a walk. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Chickens, I'm back. It is Saturday. I just want to do a bit of an update. Last night when I was playing with the puppy on the floor, which happens a lot when she cooperates because she likes to bite, I wound up getting into 17% or chapter 17, which is 176 pages into Claws and Contrivances by Stephanie Burgess. I really do like this book. We're getting more into the magic of the dragons, which we didn't really get into in book 1. Just the magics existed, but because we have a scholar, his name is Aubrey, that is really, really fun. There also is a forced betrothal, or like a forced fake dating, because they were found together in like a compromising position. I just like the characters' dynamics quite a bit, and it is very much like she feels very isolated because her family died and she's kind of staying with relatives, but I'm liking it. I'm about 176 pages in. This book is, you know, I should be able to finish it today if I take the puppy for 2 walks. That's kind of my theory on that. I also did go and I like cleaned out my YouTube queues, and I only have to watch 130 videos and not 200. And I just kind of do that. I watch too many booktube creators, like, so sometimes I just do like a seasonal clean out. That was my seasonal clean out for that. So I kind of have a little bit less. I really want to focus on TBR videos for April. So if you have a TBR video that you want me to watch, link it below whenever I post this video, and I will try to get around to it if I'm not already following you, which I probably am because I follow a lot of people that follow me. But I also did wind up getting up to about 200 pages into Destroy the Day. It's really, really good. I'm really, really having a fun time with it. If you don't like your characters separated for a big part of the book, you may struggle with this book because Tessa and Codric are not together. They are in 2 vastly different situations, and you also do get Harrison's point of view, which I thought Harrison is such an interesting character, so I really do like that. We are starting to uncover what is the reason that these societies have this sickness and how it is being manufactured, which I think is a very interesting conversation. You're also having a very complicated conversation about power, who's right, who's wrong, and I'm just really, really having it. Bridget Kimmerer really is a very, very solid writer, and she has written so many different types of things. So my goal for today, if possible, is to make some headway on this and to at least get up to page 300 in this. I don't know if that's possible, but that's my goal. I don't really have a ton of plans today, but I also know that I want to like end Realmathon strong, so I really want to read one more book that gives my team like a bunch of points. I just don't know what that book is going to be. So in theory, I would love to finish this book today, like completely finish this and completely finish this. Is that going to happen? I have no idea, but I'm going to try really, really hard. I'm also watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I'm really having a fun time. I did not go back and rewatch the cartoon version because I knew they were going to change things. I knew things were going to be different, and I'm actually okay with that. I'm really having a fun time. I think they casted everyone perfectly, and that means a lot to me. They also have a couple of extras, which I love. They have the character, one of the actress that was in the Babysitters Club, playing one of Zutara's friends, and I'm really having a fun time. So my goal is to probably finish that show today. And yeah, I will give you guys an update when I get up to page 250 if anything changes that dramatically in this book. But yeah, I'm probably going to take the puppy for a walk as well. So once I get a bit farther into this, I will give you guys an update. Bye. Perfect, dragons. I just want to do a quick update. It is almost 5 o'clock. I did wind up getting up to chapter 23 in Claws and Contrivances. I'm really enjoying this book. I definitely think this book would have been a bit more enjoyable for me if it had been dual point of view. Like, that's just how I prefer my romances, because I feel like the other character, normally it's the guy, I don't feel that connected to, which is so sad because I love Aubrey in this book so much. But we're also diving a little bit more into the history and the dynamics of the dragons, which we didn't really see in book 1, which I'm really pleased with. So yeah, I have about, I don't know, I have like about maybe like 50 pages left. I'll probably listen to finish, and this might be the last book I count for Realmathon, because I'll definitely finish this tomorrow, even if I have to like listen to a little bit more and then just physically read it. But I am having a fun time with it. And another update. This is the book I'm a little bit worried about for Realmathon, because I'm only on page 308 and I have to get up to page like 500, and I don't know if that's gonna happen before the end of March, which is the rule. But I am liking it. Bridget Kimmerer writes her stories so uniquely, and I just love it. I go into her stories and I never know what to expect. There was an LGBTQ plus story introduced in the story, which I'm loving. I literally just read her Spinning Silver into Stars, or Forging Silver into Stars. That had a very strong LGBTQ plus plot as well, and I'm just really captivated. And again, we're still like 300 pages in, and Tessa and Kodrick, the two primary leads, have not got together yet, so I think it's a very slow burn story, and I'm liking that. I also am curious like when we're gonna switch back, because we're in Harrison's part of the story. Like, it switches between Harrison, Kodrick, and Tessa, and they're all in different places. They're all fighting different wars. This part we're in is really Harrison, who's the king, seeing what his country has been going through and what his people have been going through. And they're sort of figuring out what has led to this plague that has sort of been affecting them for so long. So I'm also watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I am going to take a shower, and I'm gonna kind of get ready, not ready for bed, but like, you know, wrap myself up for the evening. And then my goal is the next time you see me, I will have got up to page 400, and then I'm gonna give you guys a time check. I really am liking this book. Definitely has the potential to be a 5-star read, because I'm really enjoying it. It's a solid end to the series, and I feel like all the political stuff is really working for me as well. So I am going to go take a shower, get ready, well, like get undressed and stuff like that, and then I'll probably give you guys an update when I get up to page 400, I think. Yeah, when I get to page 400, I will give you guys a solid update. Bye. Dragons, I'm back. I just want to give you a quick update. I did wind up getting up to page 350 last night, 54, of Destroy the Day. I'm really liking this book. I really want to power down and finish this book today. But I am really liking it. We're trying to get spoilery, but that's okay. I still am really loving it. My next plan is to pick a show, because I finished Avatar: The Last Airbender, so I'm gonna spend, it's still really early, it's like not even 7 o'clock, like it's not even 8. So I'm gonna take a little bit, I'm gonna go charge my Fitbit, I'm going to go choose a show, and then I'm gonna get to reading. If we get to like 3 o'clock and I haven't made a whole lot of progress, I think I'm probably going to stop watching shows and just power through, because I really do want to finish this. And Claws and Contrivances for Realmathon today, I think I have less than this. I have like probably less than 50 pages left, so I should be able to finish this on my walk to and from yoga. This will be my physical book that I bring along with me as I'm running errands this morning. But yeah, I'm really liking this. I think it has the potential to be a 5-star read. We are still, all our characters are very, very separated, so I'm curious to see when they come back together, what is the climax of the story. But I'm going to get to reading and choosing my next show, and I'll give you guys an update when I get to page 400, I guess. Bye. Since I'm back, I just want to do a quick update. It is almost 12 o'clock, and I did wind up finishing Claws and Contrivances by Stephanie Burgess. I'm really happy that I finally picked this one up. It was on my TBR. I had to read continuing a series, so that is exciting. Also for Realmathon, it gave me extra points because there are animals and it is blue, so I'm really excited that I finished this. I thought it was fun. I think I like the characters. I gave it 4 stars. The only thing that I think would have made it like a true 5-star read for me is if there was 2 point of views, because I really wanted to get to know Aubrey in this because he was such a fun character in book 1, and I think this very much was Rose's story, which is fine, but I did like it. I liked how we explored the magic systems of the dragons a little bit more. It was a fun time. I also went to yoga, and I got up to page basically 400 in Destroy the Day. It's so funny. I was thinking about this at yoga because it was like a relaxing class. It has been since the HP series that there has been like a book that I've read. Like normally when you read a book, like I'm just gonna give you like an example like this. The cover is just a cover, but like I remember when we were reading Harry Potter books, or at least I was, MuggleCast would like go in depth. Like, what does this scene mean? Like, what does this cover mean? What scene are they showing us? Now it's not really like that with book covers, at least the ones that I read. But like this cover, I just got to a scene where I'm like, oh, this is definitely something that's gonna happen in the story, and I'm like so ready for it. I'm really, really liking it. The characters have still not like come together. Again, I think book 1 was very much them together. Book 2 was them on opposite sides of the same war, and this book they're so isolated, and I'm just so curious like what's gonna happen to push them back together. But I'm really intrigued. So I'm gonna go read up until like 460, 470, and then I'm gonna give you guys another update.
No, it's beautiful. You should come out in the yard and play with her.
And a time check once I'm done. But yeah, that is the plan. I'm gonna go play with my puppy for a little bit because she is playing outside. I'm probably gonna stick an audiobook in my ears, just something to listen to. But my goal for today is to read the last 100 pages of this. That is my goal. I really want one more book for team creation. This obviously with this cover will give me no bonus points, but it is a chunky book. So that is what I'm gonna do. It's a beautiful day. I'm gonna try to sneak in a bike ride later, but my plan is to read 50 pages, give you guys an update, and then read the next like 50 pages, and then I'm gonna be done. I could definitely finish this today. I just have to devote myself to it. I also did choose a new show that I'm gonna watch today and tomorrow. It's gonna be The Artful Dodger, which is technically on Hulu, but I'm watching it on Disney Plus. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so I'm going to go play with my puppy. I'm gonna pick up an audiobook, something that I think I could listen to pretty quickly. I think I'm just gonna count it for April, whatever it is. And yeah, all right, I'm gonna go play with my dog, maybe go for a bike ride, maybe take her for a walk, and when I'm back, I will give you guys an update when I have read another 50 pages of this. Bye. Hi dragons, I just want to wrap up this vlog. I did wind up finishing Destroy the Day by Bridget Kemmerer. I'm gonna give this 5 stars. I think that this was one of my standout reads of the month. I'm so happy that I picked it up. I really do like this series. I think that this series is a slow burn series, especially with the various relationships in this story. I do think it would be read better if you read this series quickly back to back now that all 3 books are out. But I really, really liked it. I got to a point where I was like, oh no, is this gonna end the way that I don't want it to end? And then it took a turn and I was really, really pleased with it. Really, really like this series. Definitely, this was my pandemic series. So this series will always have a special place in my heart. It's gonna be 5 stars. Has the potentiality to make my end of the year book for us because I just loved it as a concluding book. Definitely one of the best concluding series that I've read in a while. So I'm really, really pleased with that. So this was a 5-star read for me. I also finished Claws and Contrivances, which is a 4-star read for me. I listened to the audio for this. Iron Flame, I'm gonna say it's probably like a 3.5 star. I think I rounded up to 4 on Goodreads, but I really need to re-examine this for my reading life because this was one of the books that suffered with all the stuff I was dealing with. And then I also listened to 3 audiobooks. Was it 3? I think it was 3 audiobooks. I think I finished reading Fury of the Dragon Goddess in this vlog as well. I also finished reading All Systems Red. Fury of the Dragon Goddess, I gave 3 stars to. All Systems Red, I gave 3 stars to. And Beneath the Sugar Sky, I gave 4 stars. So I had a pretty good reading week. It was a lot, which I'm pleased with. And now I'm going to go start my next vlog, which I'm really excited because we are going to Aurelium for April. So I will see you guys for my next video. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite book. If I had to pick a favorite of this vlog, it's going to be Destroy the Day by Bridget Kimmer. I would love to hear your favorite book in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys soon.